Yo, what's good, everybody? Joey J. Ping checking in live, respectmyregion.com. We're here live, Hall of Flowers, New York City trade show floor at the free coffee area, man, powered by Canada Brand Solutions. Big shout out to our packaging and hardware partner, man, all things vapes, all things packaging here. We got a very special guest. We've got Beck, Supernaturals. They got their pre-rolls and their pre-roll packs over here. We're going to check them out, and Beck's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on with their brand. How we doing today, Beck?
Fabulous. Better now that I'm here.
I appreciate you joining us here today. It's a pleasure to discover you guys. I'm not from here, so we get to come around and explore the brands, explore these strains, and get to learn about you guys. And you were telling me offline a little bit about Supernaturals and what you guys stand for and what you represent. Could you let the people know who don't know anything about you guys, what you guys are about? Yeah, here, go ahead and pick that up for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we are a micro-licensed cultivator from Ulster County, which is about 2 hours north of the city in like the foothills of the Catskills. We focus on sustainably grown outdoor that is super natural. So we do not use any synthetic amendments at all. We only use compost that comes from our county, worm castings, bone meal, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's your region grown, soil to the whole flower.
Exactly, exactly.
Go.
And it is planted straight into the ground. So we are sun-grown and we are the true original living soil. We have fire flower. The thing that's special about our pre-rolls is we, unlike most people who put their smalls in their trim, we don't have a flower line. So our pre-rolls are just straight beautiful flower. It's ground up, it's fresh. And then we also have some other lines, like a ratio line where there's flower with higher concentrations of minor cannabinoids.
Nice.
We have a botanical spliff line where we've made like I call it the New Paltz Newport. It's got mint and weed.
Ooh.
We've got a lavender rose one that I call the Fairy Tea Garden Smoke. And then we also have actually a line of gummies.
Oh yes, you were telling me about the herbally
fast-acting line of gummies. For New Yorkers, I call it like the Hudson Valley farm-to-table version of off hours because we have the same processor, nano-emulsified THC from out in Rochester with the No-Wave guys. But we used to be a medicinal tea farm, so when we formulated, we gave every formulation an effect, and then we reinforced it with a minor cannabinoid, but also botanicals, the herbals.
That's incredible. And watermelon, the flavor. More flavors to come, because we're in a seasonal age where people are dropping things based on all these different, fall, winter, this or that.
So our line is steady throughout the year.
Okay.
But we have 5 different formulations. We have watermelon Tulsi Chill. This one has ashwagandha, Tulsi holy basil, and lemon balm in it, in addition to CBC.
Okay.
We also have a sleep gummy, of course. Our sleep gummy is one of the best sleep gummies on the market.
That's what I need. I love those.
10 milligrams THC, 10 milligrams CBN, and then it has chamomile, elderberry, passion flower, and valerian root.
Wow.
Yeah, and for like older folks who tend to be a big demographic for gummies, having those things that are familiar in there.
Yeah, they need those ingredients are normalizing
we got an energy one. We won an award for it, the Peach Matcha Energy Gummy.
Peach Matcha?
Yeah, it has THCV, it has matcha powder, guarana, and yerba mate in it.
Okay, Beck.
We got a mango habanero erotica.
Yo, these are some supernaturally supercharged gummies. Let's go.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, we have Damiana maca powder in the erotic one.
Yeah.
It's got habanero, so it's actually spicy.
Oh yeah, they're trying to get it hot and spicy in this thing. Okay.
And the last one is the the lemon rosemary focus. We actually created that one based on an original sorbet that the Medicinal Tea Collective used to make.
Wow.
And they used to sell a lemon rosemary sorbet back down at like the Union Square Green Market. So we made one that's like, and we call them gummies for grown-ups. So they're in an elevated package, like a glass jar. It looks a little bit more like a holistic supplement.
Yeah.
We really wanted to make it not candy for kids, but gummies for grown-ups.
Gummies for grown-ups. These herbally enhanced ingredients added to these gummies. Better your life.
Exactly.
Better sleep, better energy, better focus.
And I don't know if you know this, but you know how different formulations could hit an endocannabinoid system differently?
Yeah.
Herbs affect everyone the same. So in fact, our energy gummy, like if you don't respond to THCV, you will respond to yerba mate, guarana.
Yeah, you're going to have energy for sure.
Exactly.
Jesus. Hey, the free coffee works, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They need it. They would appreciate some herbally enhanced.
Yeah.
I'm sure these people in line here are waiting in line. They would love these herbally enhanced gummies. Free coffee. I've been loving the tea. I mean, tea is normal. Valerian root normal. My mom, Damiana, all these different. I've seen these things over the last 30 years of my life. In CVS's, in Rite Aids, in normal places, Amazon, Whole Foods, all of it. To have you guys utilizing those things. There's different ways to normalize, Beck. Supernaturals is doing a version of it as well.
I love
it's incredible.
that. I love that because we're big on normalizing and stigma. Like I used to be an English teacher and I'm a published author and I use weed constantly every day, all day. I always have, and it is so wonderful to be able to make products that people can use as a holistic part of their life throughout their normal day. And it's not, something that's just like gonna get you messed up.
I'm a version of a writer, being content creator, what we do, journalists, articles, all these things. You being a published author, we think about the famous authors of all time, Shakespeare's, all these people. You're telling me they were writing for hours and hours and hours and they were never using weed? They were old and their backs wasn't hurting?
They were definitely using weed.
Dude.
I mean, they were using a lot of things. Weed was probably
one. There was a lot of R&D going on back then while the creativity renaissance was happening. Circling back to our current cannabis renaissance here in New York, you have these other joints that we're looking here on the table. Can we do a little bit of a show and tell and have some fun for a second?
Definitely.
Let me start with these two. What do we got going on with these?
So this is from our Ratio collection. This
is the lavender spray.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, exactly. So these are the ones you were just saying.
This is 1-to-1 THC to CBD, and we do this. We used to be a hemp farmer, so there's certain strains that we really love that we actually still grow in our canopy so that we can make these Ratio products.
Incredible.
Ratio products, we are finding there's a growing demand for Ratio products, and there are not a lot on the market.
Yeah.
So these have like a cult following.
Weed is weed to a lot of people. Weed is medicine to certain people.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And honestly, I always talk about, we talk about the difference between medicinal and like recreational, but I actually call it lifestyle because I find a lot of people do in their recreational market, adult use market, they are seeking it for things like sleep. They are seeking it for things like pain, and they might not be thinking of it medicinally, but they are actually looking to treat, things. And we're not going to say you can treat things with this, but we are going to say it could help your lifestyle. It could help you address some of those.
It could be an ingredient in your recipe for whatever lifestyle you like.
Yes.
I mean, I use sleep every day.
Yeah.
I use sleep stuff every day. We sleep every day, but I use sleep products every day.
To help you get there.
Yeah. To have a higher quality, a higher degree, a more thorough sleep, and more restful, I use 10 milligrams CBD, 10 milligrams CBN, 10 THC.
Yeah.
I usually find that the 10 THC has me dehydrated, so I like the 5x5s or 2.5, 10, 10. I would rather go to sleep hard and fast, but it's weird because what wakes me up is pain and stiffness. So without more THC or at least a re-up, it's this weird balance of I need 2.5 or 5 again versus 10 up front.
Do you ever try to take like a fat-based edible so it lasts a little bit longer?
That's an interesting perspective. I'll pay more attention to that going forward. Without having thought about that time over time, I won't say that I have, but I will say that people, like the best sleep I've gotten came from a brand that nano-emulsified 2 of them and left the 3rd regular.
Interesting.
And I share that with everybody because my desire is I wish people got as good a sleep as I did when I took that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I will take anyone's because I'll take a 6 or an 8 out of 10 improvement versus always sleeping like a 2 or 4.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that to me is a huge level of quality of life improvement. And I like what you're bringing to the table with the brands, the products, this supernatural mindset in terms of how can we create and add benefits to people's lives in different ways. I also saw over here, that's a regular Blue Dream joint.
Yeah.
So that means you grow Blue Dream, we get nugs, you grind these nugs up, not small, it's not trim.
And that's
we got a full flavored Blue Dream over there.
Exactly. And Blue Dream, is the #1 selling strain on the New York market. It's a classic for a reason. It's almost like it was almost overplayed. It was like when I started tasting Blue Dream again like 2 years ago, we were all like, it tastes like 2011, but now it's just like it's taken over again.
Blueberries crossed with all the other candies taste great.
Here's my thing, is that it's the most New York thing because like I'm from upstate where we have wild blueberries and huckleberries just coming out of everywhere. And down here in the city, it's haze. And this is like blueberry haze.
That's crazy. That's wonderful. I'm a big fan of Blue Dream strain. Coming from Seattle, living in California, those are things that are on every single dispensary's menu. It's rare to get the indoor guys to grow the sativas because of the growing life cycles and the harvest times.
It's even harder outdoor here because we have such a short season.
I was gonna get to that part of the conversation. I was hoping that you would be able to speak on what it's like growing in these conditions, in these microclimates that are different from the city, different from the West Coast with sun, and I live in LA, it's a desert. So and by the water, so it's weird. But then you've got Florida's swamps and indoor this. Like, I don't understand it all because I don't grow at a high level. What is it like for you being out there in this microclimate and producing these products? If you could help us, shine some light on that.
So one of the things One of the things we deal with, obviously, is a shorter grow season. We have a very short season. This year, we planted our earliest round in April, and we harvested a round of autoflowers in July. But that was the earliest we'd ever done it, and I was scared. Like, I was honestly scared when those babies went into the ground. I was like, it feels a little early.
It's cold.
Yeah, exactly. But they survived, and they produced a beautiful flower. I have that on my display, and people were like, that's an autoflower? Because, autoflower genetics have come a long way. We grow autoflowers, quicks, and full terms. Partially, that is how we navigate.
95% of the best genetics are also available on autos.
Right?
And all of the classics.
They used to not be stable, so I understand it. Because, if you're talking, 15 years ago, they were very unstable. Now, if you pop, 10 auto seeds, just like any full term, you're going to get different phenos. But, it's not going to be, it's not going to be so drastically different from doing a full term.
Absolutely.
But one of the ways that we actually navigate the growing season is we do autos, we do full terms, and we do quicks. And quicks are really, really, really successful in the New York upstate outdoor growing market.
What does that phrase mean?
Quicks mean that they are hybridized between a full term and an auto. So it actually functions like a full term.
Is it like a short-term strain, like a shorter strain?
It functions like a full term. It doesn't autoflower. It won't do the thing that an autoflower will do, where it just all of a sudden at this tiny thing it kicks into flower, but it will flower faster. Yeah, so it shortens the season, so we're able to get excellent flower, but it's from a shorter thing. We do grow full terms.
Yeah, of course.
But we can only do a certain amount of that. Basically,
you grow the full term when you should, and then you do the autos in between when the time is what it is and the space. Yeah. And then you obviously have these quicks you're describing, which is a unique phrase. I've not heard for that, but it's something that I feel like I've heard. I just not heard called that before.
Yeah.
The genetics that have the shorter growth cycles.
I had never heard of it before I started working in the New York cannabis market, and I'm not sure that it's not because these things are out there and they're just super useful for the New York outdoor market. So it's everywhere here.
Well, because if you can have the layers of soil to oil or soil to joint or soil to manufactured products, and you can be really optimizing those the growing life cycle, the cultivation cycle times, then you're able to optimize your space. And optimizing space is everything in farming.
Everything.
And especially in these warehouses and buildings for indoor people and all that craziness.
And so we used to be an AUCC, which meant we had a 1 acre canopy.
You were a hemp farm before this.
Yeah, and then the AUCC was the cannabis license, but it was a 1 acre. And when we applied for the micro license, it dropped from a 1 acre to a 1/4 acre.
Okay.
But now, because of the way that we've learned to work with it, we now do 3 to 4 harvests, and we pull basically the same amount that we used to pull off of an acre off of the 10,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Maximizing the space. I once learned at a former job, shout out to one of the marketing people they brought in, the CMO at the time. Operational excellence is really maximizing the square footage
100%.
and trying to really get the most out of your people, both from a cultural standpoint and from an operational standpoint.
Oh, that's so well said.
Because you got to really work. The people got to care. They got to be invested in it to get the most. The machine can be the machine, but if the right people aren't doing it, AI ain't going to do it all for us.
We've got a great team. We've got a small team. We're fewer than 15 people, including the owners, and we handle all of our own distribution. We're in over 80 dispensaries. That's the entire cultivation, we make all of our pre-rolls. That's everything. We package them all. We sticker them all. The team, we have fabulous people, but then we also just do a lot of work on the connective tissue of the organism, making sure that everyone's voice is heard. If we discover that there's a processing problem and no one figured it out, we make sure that everyone knows your voice is super important. If you notice something, speak it up. Tell people. You're not just a packager. You're an important part of the team.
Two-part question on this next one. Supernaturals. What are you guys currently working on? What's on the horizon?
So we have a new ratio joint dropping that New York is going to go crazy for.
Incredible.
It's called the Sour CBG. It's going to be a 2-to-1 CBG, THC to CBG.
I love their sours, and certain people are asking for CBG.
And we have the other ratio joint we have on the market right now is CBG Cake. It's a 2-to-1 that sells so freaking well, and so the Sour CBG is going to crank.
I love that.
We also have the Blue Dream just launched. We have a new micro toke coming out. We do micro tokes. It's tinier than a dog walker. It's a 0.25. And we have a blueberry coming out that we're excited about because our region is very known for the blueberry strain. Yeah, so we're excited about that one. Exactly, fruits
and berries. Let's go.
And then we're moving our production facility, but after that we are really going to focus on building a greenhouse so we can take a portion of our outdoor sun-grown canopy and we can add a small portion. We can reduce that portion and add a small portion, and we really want to do a horizontal living soil bed grow. So we're basically doing a supernatural style grow, but inside walls. We can do it year-round, and
Will we see the brand expand into other categories?
Yes. So when we do the
I found it.
reroast-
I admittedly found it odd. No flour, but pre-rolls
Yes,
only.
I know.
Not the first. I feel
Yeah.
like typically the brands that do that lean heavily into infuse, whether it's flavored or hash or
Totally.
whatever it is. You guys obviously doing not hash infused, but these blends in a different method.
So it was really, my boss had made that decision before I joined the operation, and the impetus behind it was really, he had a really small team, and he wanted to figure out a way to not have to, basically make everything perfectly bag friendly, right? You can like we trim the flour, but we don't trim it like when I do a boutique trim for like showing the flour. That's slightly different, than what we do for the pre-roll. But we don't put trim. We sift it. Like we make sure that everything gets out of it. But we really are focused on. Once this line came out, the demand for it was just so insane because no one does this. Because no one does it, that's why.
Well, these dispensaries should have should have unique things, and if it's a one of one, they should give it a shot at least. And if it sells through, you keep going.
And it
if
sells.
it grows, then you grow it.
We have like really ardent fans. Like these past 2 days, I had people come up and like hug me. Like they're so obsessed with these pre-rolls because it's really hard to find a good pre-roll.
Are the packs the same blend combinations as well?
Are the packs
the blends, the combinations, the different combinations of the blend, like the essences?
So this is one strain. So this is interspecies erotica. When you the packs are by the strain.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is it this is one thing? Is that available in the pack too?
No. Oh, good question.
Yeah.
No. Basically, how we do it is we look at the harvest data, and whatever we grew a smaller amount of, that's for a single or a 2-pack.
Makes sense.
Or a micro, because it's 2.5 grams for that, 1.5 grams for the 2-pack.
It can go a little
if we
farther
grew a lot of it, it's a 5-pack. So it's really just based on whatever the batch size was on the harvest level. That determines the batch size on the production level.
I love that. I mean, you guys, it's on my side, I love the story. I love the brand. I love the fact that you guys are being intentional on that. It's clearly a lifestyle, a health focused situation for you guys in terms of helping people achieve some targeted form of whatever their relief is, or the bonus. It's not always relief if I'm trying to go hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or get a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? So
and then to be honest, but then also you can just get swacked over,
You can get high, or that might be date night. You know what I'm saying? And the gummies and the combinations there, I like all that. For me, would be very interested in checking out the sleep gummy from you guys, and that would be the one I'm going to recommend. The number one way to see your life get improved quickly isn't to smoke a joint and just be if you like it. In my eyes, it's fucking
sleep.
Use my language, it's sleep.
Sleep is foundational to every other aspect of health.
You'll notice your day gets improved the next day because of how you slept the day before, that restful sleep. And so for you guys, I recommend it. Beck, thank you for your time. Today's episode is brought to you guys by Canna Brand Solutions. They powered the free coffee area here. We've been able to have a lot of really, really great cannabis conversations. For that, we appreciate them. We'll see you guys in the future. Beck, what is the website for people to check out?
supernaturalsny.com, and our Instagram is the same, supernaturalsny.
Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, visit their website, and we'll see you on the next interview. I love you guys.
Thank you.
Peace.